How are we doing? How are we doing? Back with another anti-post video. This is the Cheltenham Gold Cup 2026 anti-post preview. As promised, I was on holidays last week, so I didn't do any videos. Back to normal this week. We did Scandinavia. It was great. It was very clean. It was very functional, but very, very expensive. So 2 nights in Oslo, 2 nights in Stockholm, and we did 3 nights in Copenhagen. So it was lovely. And my bank balance is a lot less than it was a fortnight ago, I can tell you. But anyway, so here we go. I'll be doing a video at the weekend as well. It might be just my selections. Busy at the weekend, so I'm either going to do just my selections and then post it before racing, or I might do a video as I'm placing my bets or trades, as you want to call it. So we'll crack on with this. The Cheltenham Gold Cup. So this time last year, we would have figured that, I know the way you're thinking, was going to be a Grand National horse. That's certainly the way I was looking at it. But he was, my God, he was so impressive. And he's such a young horse in winning the Gold Cup last season. So he has to be the standout again for this season. And it'll take something special, I think, to beat him if he turns up on the day fit and well. However, that sort of price is ridiculous at this point. You never know what's going to happen between now and March. So that's a ridiculous price. But he's certainly the standout. But we're going to look for a bit of value in the market, and that's the whole point of this video. So we'll go down through it as much as we can. Galloping the Champ, as noble as he's been, I've never been his biggest fan, but you can't take away what he's achieved. But I wouldn't be considering him for this race. He's getting too old now, and he's had too many battles, I think. And this was going to be surely beyond him, you know. Next in line, we Fact to File. Just lacks a bit of stamina for the Gold Cup trip, doesn't he? I think we all know he does, and he's nailed on for the Ryanair again. How impressive was he? Unbelievably impressive in the Ryanair, and surely that's where he's gonna go again. Gaelic Warrior. Gaelic Warrior is an interesting one, but I think, you know, Willie's got so many options here, there, and everywhere. If it was me, I have a strong feeling about Gaelic Warrior for the champion chase. I really, really do. And I'll make that case in that video, but I just can't see him rocking up here. Although if he did, you know, he'd have to be considered. He's ran well at Cheltenham before, even though he probably favours a right-handed track, but he's ran well at Cheltenham before, and he's certainly won for the champion chase. Fast or Slow, surely has had too many, time is catching up on him. He's had a bad injury. He's been off the track here and there, and it's just going to probably be too much for him. Haiti Couleurs is, I hasten to repeat myself, but surely he's the Grand National horse, isn't he? Let me just get a little recap on this fella. We made the mistake last year of putting, I know the way you're thinking, into that bracket, but Haiti Couleurs is a fabulous horse. Is he gonna have the speed and stamina required to win a Gold Cup? I just don't think he's at the level of, I know the way you're thinking, and surely the Grand National is going to be the main aim. He's just going to lack a little bit of speed and maybe a little bit of class to figure in a Gold Cup, in my humble opinion. Now, an intriguing horse there is Lecky Watson. Lecky Watson won the Browns last year, and he won it really well. And he's ran well at Cheltenham before as well, and You know, that's a big price for Lecky Watson. The only worry I'd have is horses that run in the RSA, or the Browns as it's now called, and even win it. They don't tend to have a very good record in the Gold Cup itself, and indeed the novice race can tend to leave a mark on them, and old injuries can resurface because of it. It's a bit of an attritional race, the RSA, because like I alluded to in a previous video, it's a novice race, and they tend to just go a bit mad in novice races, and they're less tactical than the open grade ones, and that type of race tends to leave a mark. So although it's a massive price for Lecky Watson, and I do respect the horse, and I do respect him at Cheltenham, and I think he could have a great chance if he turns up on the day. He'd be what, 6 to 8 to 1 maybe. I just worry about an RSA winner. But that's an intriguing price all the same. Majborough, like the horse, he's entered in everything, isn't he? Can't jump. Yeah, he's a bit young for a Gold Cup also, and I couldn't be really having him. Champ Kiley, we'll just get a little recap on Champ Kiley there. Champ Kiley now, just to refresh the memory a little bit. Yeah, he's going to be too old, isn't he? He's going to be 10 in March. Has ran well at Cheltenham before, but yeah, I think it's going to be beyond him. He could be another one for a Grand National actually, but I couldn't really be having him for a Gold Cup. Nick Rocket, he won the Grand National so well. I'd say he'll probably aim for that again, and he might run in a Gold Cup as a bit of a prep, because that's what they've done down through the years with a lot of these really classy Grand National types. Grey Dawning, we'll have a little refresher on him. He's an intriguing horse. He won the Betfair Chase last year, didn't he? And that was an attritional race, and it left a mark on him for the whole season. He really didn't. He won a listed race there at Kelso all right in the spring, but he just... When did he win? Oh, I beg your pardon. He was second in that Betfair Chase, wasn't he? He was second in that Betfair Chase, but it was very, very soft that day, wasn't it? And it did just mess up his schedule for the rest of the season. So it looks like this year he's heard somewhere he's probably going for the Betfair Chase again, and as long as... Yeah, be interesting to see where he's campaigned. He's won at Cheltenham before. He's won at the festival before. He's a good Cheltenham record. He's a young up and coming. Well, he's not very young. He's 8, but he'd fit the profile of a Gold Cup horse. I'd be far more excited by obviously the favourite, but he could be one to consider. There's not a lot of bad things you can say about Grey Dawning, as long as they campaign him carefully with the Gold Cup in mind. The Jukebox Man, he had that injury last season, didn't he? And as far as I'm remembering, isn't he better right-handed? Let's have a look now. So he's Ben Pauling. I do rate Ben Pauling. I really do. Yeah, he's won at Kempton. He won at Kempton. I think that's the Cato Star he won, isn't it? That's the Feltham they call it on box 9. He hasn't ran since, so that's a big question mark about him. We'll see what's going to happen with him, but obviously you have to be careful. Horses coming back after long injuries. Jerry Kalama's kind of proved he's thereabouts, and he'll probably fall short again. He might go for a Grand National, will he? But can't really see him winning a Gold Cup. Now we'll come on to my selection for the Gold Cup at a massive price, and is currently 40-1, and that's the Arkle winner Django Bay. I tipped him up for the Arkle this time last year at a massive price, and I put a tweet. There was a tweet up, and I just said I'd really love to see this fella running a really strong run Arkle, and that's exactly what transpired. I'd like to see him running a Gold Cup, and I think he'd have a great chance. You know, he jumps well. He's a beautiful blend of speed and stamina, and he's a really nice cruising speed over the longer distance. I think he has all the attributes to win a Gold Cup. I think you'll find when he's up in trip, you will see him cruising on the bridle. Kind of a bit like A Plutard in a way, is my opinion on him, and I'm very excited about it. I hope Nicky sends him for the Gold Cup, because I think that's a crazy price, 40-1. We will go down Stage Star again. It's all behind him now. His best work, I think, is behind him. Spindleberry will go for the Mare's Chase. She won very well today, but she's definitely a Mare's Chase horse. Just looking at her, I just think she lacks a bit of scope for a Gold Cup. She's not the biggest, is she? And definitely a Mare's Chase horse for me. Monty Star, you know, he might run in the race and he might come in the top 5, but I just think he's proved he's just not at that level to figure in the Gold Cup. Jinko Blue, that's an interesting horse I don't know too much about. Let's have a look at him. Jinko Blue, 6-year-old. Nicky. They're the same owner. Same owners as Django Bay, isn't it? Jinko Blue. He's very lightly raced, isn't he? Pulled up on his only start at Cheltenham. Yeah, a lot to find, doesn't he? He's a hell of a lot to find to figure in a Gold Cup. Jinko Blue. LA Tate Thompson. I think he is a very interesting horse for the Champion Chase, and I'll come on to that on the Champion Chase video. I don't think he's, you know, I think the Ryanair will be more factophile. So yeah, Elite Thomas I think is a very interesting horse, but for the Champion Chase, I think he'll get found out in the Gold Cup. Heartwood, not good enough. Affordale Fury is another very interesting horse, very big imposing horse, and I think, didn't he win an Albert Bartlett a couple of years ago? Let's have a look at him. He won an Albert Bartlett, and what's he, a 7-year-old? No Mead. Let me see. Yeah. No, he didn't win an Albert Bartlett, did he? He was second in an Albert Bartlett, and then he was second in the same race at Punchestown. He's been lightly raced ever since, but this worries me here. That would have been a considerable injury to have him off the track for a year and a half. He ran in behind Envoy Allen there the other day, so he's in good fettle. He may be an interesting contender, you know, as long as that injury wasn't too serious. If it was like any sort of tendon or whatever, it's good night Vienna. But that wasn't a bad run there the other day at Down Royal. So Affordale Fury, I think, is one to watch and see how he progresses during the season, and that could be a crazy price come March. Ginny's Destiny has just proved that just probably had a few issues. Paul Nicholls really rated him, but probably just going to fall short. Could win a handicap. Gorgeous Tom, something similar. Then we go down through it. Jaguar is a handicapper, but a very good one. Banbridge is getting on now. Better Days Ahead. There's another interesting horse. Better Days Ahead. I'm kind of like, I want to revisit the I know the way you're thinking theory, you know, because I think there may be a few horses that fit the mould this season, and Better Days Ahead might be one of them. Could be a bit unexposed. Yeah, he's running an Irish Grand National, was third in the RSA. You know, he's kind of interesting, you know, he really does kind of interesting. He's one you'd put in the bracket of let's watch him and see how he progresses throughout the season, because probably not going to be good enough, but interesting. A little asterisk next to him, interesting. Iroko, the injuries would put me off. Gidley Park, I think he's an interesting one for the Champion Chase. Just not quite sure he has the stamina or artillery needed to win a Gold Cup. And Perry passed the same, handstands the same. Ballyburn doesn't jump a fence well enough. Johnny Who, again, just doesn't get the trip with, you know, with enough class. Stellar Story, I think, could be a Grand National horse, but not Gold Cup. And then we go down and go down. There's not really a lot left to really talk about in the way of a Gold Cup. There is one there that I'll have a quick look at before we finish up. Grange Clare West. Let's have a go at him. Yeah, he's getting old, isn't he? He's getting on a bit now. Again, another sort of Grand National type for this season, I think. So there we have it. I'll just summarise it. There. Going up through it, the ones that could be very overpriced or ones to have a look at as the season progresses. Because there will, like I said with the other video, the Champion Hurdle video, there will be one or two that will just appear on the scene and make themselves contenders. But Better Days Ahead, I'll keep an eye on him. Affordale Fury, we'll keep an eye on him as well and see how he progresses. But Django Bay, I think he's a mad price for this race, and I hope Nicky sends him there. He'd be my exciting horse at this point. Grey Dawning, we'll keep an eye on him as well. Lecky Watson, we'll keep an eye on him, but like I said, that the RSA winners tend to fall short because the race leaves a mark. And let's be honest, the favourite is going to be very hard to beat again, isn't he? What a fabulous, big, strong, strapping, talented horse that I know the way you're thinking is. So there you have it. Thanks very much. I will pop a video out over the weekend, and as I said, it'll either be my selections prior to racing, or I might do a video while I'm doing my bets. I hope you're